Oh, we look similar, we look the same this morning.
Shirley again.
What's that song? Sisters, sisters. We've left what I think is the nicest mooring we've ever had. Just after Bridge 29 on the Peak Forest.
And we'll be back.
Oh yeah, we will be back. The only reason we've left is because we've been there, what, 4 days?
Yes.
And we were at Bridge 20 before that for 3 days, so we've been out a week and we haven't emptied the port or filled with water.
So we need to do it.
So we're off to Bugsworth Basin this morning and we're going to do that. We're going to empty the pot and fill up with water and we're going to call at Tesco. Sean hopefully is not going to hit this boat. I'll be back. You were moving in a bit close then. He was like, oh, he wants a cuddle. How many canals have we done so far? About 30.
30? No.
Right, we've done Leeds, Liverpool, Lancaster, Huddersfield Narrow, Huddersfield Broad,
Calder and Ebble,
and Aaron Calder. That's it, innit? 6. And Peak Forest. Oh no, Ashton, a tiny little bit of the Ashton.
About 3 yards.
And the Peak Forest. And I'll tell you what, this is my favourite that much.
I'm gonna chain him down there.
So this is where the Peak Forest splits. About half a mile down to your right hand side is Whaley Bridge. That's near Toddbrook Reservoir, but we are going left towards Foxes Basin. Hopefully we're going to get moored up here because there's a Tesco just behind that corner and we need to call and get a few provisions.
Brightness. Can't see.
This is Bugsworth Basin, more affectionately known as Buggy. It's in the village of Buxworth with an X, but it wasn't always like that. Up until about 100 years ago, the village was named Bugsworth too. But the people living here were a bit embarrassed. It wasn't cool to live in a place called Bugsworth. And it got so bad that some of the villagers even refused to get off at the train station when they used to have one here. They'd rather sit on the train till the next station at Chinley, a couple of miles down the track, get off and walk back. It's getting a bit silly. So a campaign was started by the head teacher and the vicar here in the village, and they had a referendum and changed the name of the village to Buxworth, much more respectable. But it never affected the basin down here, and even today it's still known as Buggy. So we moored up nice and early. It only took us 3 hours, and that's including stopping at the water point and emptying the pot. So I've got to do some editing. I've got to do some editing for the next vlogs that you're going to see over the next couple of weeks. And get a few questions about how we do that, what sort of equipment we use, and how the vlogs are put together. And it's really quite simple. Most of the recording's done on the video that's recording me right now, so I can't show you it, but it's just a HD camcorder. We also use a couple of GoPros like these. We put these on the front and then at the back of the boat, and they capture bow shots and stern shots. We have another little camera. This is a tiny little camera that's got a built-in gimbal, and Sean usually uses this, and we keep this on the stern, and it's just for capturing anything of interest as we pass it, so that gets used quite a bit. And then of course we've got the drone, which we use for the aerial shots. So we put that all onto the Mac. I use an editing software program called Final Cut Pro on the MacBook. So we divide all the footage into little folders, and so we've got a video folder, drone folder, GoPro folders. It all goes into folders, and then it's all edited down to get the best bits out. So that reduces it from anything from 6 to 15 hours down to about 2 hours. And then we just reduce it down even more. I spend about a day picking music for the vlogs, because the music has to be just right. And then it's just a matter of knitting it all together, of just editing it. And that's why we only put one video out a week, because it literally takes us a week to edit. So at any one time, I can be working on 2 vlogs, editing, but we're also filming for 1 or 2 vlogs in the future. If you'd have been here about 200 years ago, there's a likelihood that you would have had wagons carrying limestone, 2.5 tons worth, coming down one side and going back up the other. This is part of the Peak Forest Tramway. It links the quarries at Dove Holes, about 3 miles that way, with Buggy Basin, about 3 miles that way. And the wagons would come down carrying the limestone down towards the boats in Buggy Basin. Some of it would be put in the kilns and turned into quicklime, and then it would be off down the Peak Forest Canal towards Ashton, and then wherever in the country it was going. Now, a couple of 100 years later, there's not much left of the original tramway, but if you look really carefully, you can still see signs of it. The original stone sleepers that the tracks used to sit on are still embedded within the trail. You can see like the holes where the tracks would be drilled into them. I tell you what, it makes for a bit of bumpy riding. There you go, and you can see these all the way down from Dove Holes all the way down to Buggy Basin. Back in the day, trains of up to 40 wagons long and weighing anything up to 100 tons would come bombing down the tramway, with a wagoner and his apprentice riding on the axles using a chain and hook to lock the wheels, making it skid, and to slow it down. Oh, it sounds dangerous, but I bet it was a right laugh. Now, once the wagons got to Buggy, a tippler, it's like a big wooden A-frame with a massive wheel attached to it, would lift the wagon up and tip all the limestone out of it. And at its peak, Buggy was the biggest inland port in the kingdom. About 100,000 tonnes of limestone alone would come down here along the tramway, where it'd be loaded into about 300 narrowboats every month. Now, the tramway stopped working in the early 1920s, but when you look at Bugsworth Basin from the air, you can still clearly see where the tram lines came in and where it splits off into branches, each one going down to a separate loading area where the limestone would be tippled out and loaded onto the boats. Can you imagine if they rebuilt the tramway as a modern day ride? It would be like an awesome 6-mile long free running roller coaster. I would pay to go on that. Underneath the kilns, you've got these. It's a bit dark, isn't it? It's a good job I've got my torch. So I've come into one of the little passages underneath the kiln. This is the Gnat's Hole kiln, and there's 3 of these passages that you can get in. I think the clue to what this is in that corner there. You've got a chimney, like a flue, that brings the air underneath the kiln up into the kiln to get the heat and the fire going, and then obviously out of the chimney at the top. You can see it's like the original stones. It's absolutely fascinating in here, and lots of creepy crawlies.
Did you know that Pat Phoenix used to own the Navigation Inn? You know who she is?
She related to your Uncle Keith?
Yeah. No, she used to play Elsie Tanner in Coronation Street.
Jesus, how long ago is that?
Oh, it's too many donkeys ago.
Coronation Street. You ready? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. I think somebody's strangling a cat. We're having a lovely time here at Buggy Basin. The thing I love about it is there's just tons of moorings. When you come into Bugsworth Basin, you can kind of go straight on, and that's where most people moor. But you can go round, and there's like bits on the roundish bit.
It's nice and quiet there.
It is quiet, and then there's like little hidden away moorings.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's only a 48-hour mooring, but there's like a trust that look after the basin. It's not CRT. It is CRT, but it's a trust that looks after it. And if you make a donation to the trust, you can stay a little bit longer. I think that's all right if you want to stay in it.
Yeah, it is. I don't know how much it is, but...
I don't. Well, we're not staying, so it's not relevant to us anyway, is it? It is nice and quiet. The A6 literally passes straight by, but don't worry, because there's like a load of trees, and so it's really well sheltered, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't hear it at all.
The wind was kind of blowing our way from the A6, and the trees shelter most of the noise anyway, so you don't hear most of it, do you?
No.
There's loads of places to walk, and I've been loving walking up here on the Peak Forest. It's only about 20 minutes over to Whaley Bridge. There's 2 ways you can go. The shortest one is right over Silk Hill. We went to get his haircut again, and it weren't much cheaper, were it, than it was in Uppermill?
No.
We paid 12 quid in Uppermill. I think it was 11 quid here in Whaley Bridge. But it's a 20-minute walk, but it's like that.
I didn't have the energy to argue with the price.
And then back down. Or you can go round the canal towpath, down the Whaley Bridge bit, past Tesco and B&M.
Yeah.
And we had a lovely time in B&M, didn't we?
About an hour.
Looking at all the bargains and everything. We had a right laugh. The other night, a bit annoying, 10:30, we could hear a boat engine. There's a boater in the pitch black, no light on, trying to find his way down. It's a windy night as well. And he gets in front of us and he's banging into the boat. He's trying to kind of get in, moored in, and he couldn't get in, and he's banging the boat that was moored in front of us. So we went out with a torch, kind of trying to light it up for him, just so he can see what he's doing. It's like, I don't need your torch, It's been a really bad day. And Sean's like, bang our boat, it'll be a bad night as well.
You weren't half crashing into it though.
Oh, God. So yeah, I mean, come on. If it's pitch black, either get really good lights or just don't bother.
10:30 at night? No.
So I got my new bike today as well. So excited when Ryan brought it. Ryan's come to do the engine service and he brought the bike too. So I've been out on that most of the day while Ryan's been servicing the engine.
Been lovely on the boat, I've been on my own.
That's karma, isn't it, for punching you? Oh dear, yeah. So Ryan came to do the 250-hour service. And that's about it. We're off again tomorrow. Next week's vlog is a little bit special. No spoilers. It was almost a disaster movie, that's all I'm saying.
That's all you know.
But we'll be back same time next week. If you've enjoyed this vlog, please give it a thumbs up for us. Subscribe, there's a link down at the bottom, or you can subscribe via the subscribe button. If you hit the notifications icon, YouTube will let you know every time we release a new vlog. 4 o'clock on Fridays.
Always.
Any feedback or comments or complaints or anything else, just drop it in the comments down below. And that is it, innit?
I think so.
We have got
homemade cookies.
some shortbread.
Shortbread.
To eat. That smells delicious. The aroma of freshly baked shortbread is kind of wafting around Buggy Basin. So that's us busy for the next hour.
There's a queue outside the boat.
We'll see you next week. Take care. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye.
Who's been in the water again? Ow! Even some of the... It wasn't cool to near... But the basin here has still always been known as Bugs... So they have they're buggy. It's just buggy. Or buggy. Yay!
Did you know that I don't know what they call it. Played Elsie Tanner.
Who's a what with a spanner? When you come in to Bugsworth Basin, not Whaley Bridge, you've got to do all that again.